this mask my father gave to me on my day of names, and I will continue this tradition with you.
The Day of Names? We've already got names, Grandpa.
Ah, you may have family names, but not ninja names. All right, Samuel.
Sir.
From this day forward until forever, you shall be known as Rocky, because you are strong, solid, and cool as granite rock.
Awesome.
Jeffrey. Ah, you are fast and free, spirit of the young wild horse. You shall be known as Colt.
Colt? That's cool. What about me? Can I be Monster Destroyer? How about Super Killer? How about Super Dork? Yes, Dad.
A little one. Since your energy begins and ends with your tummy, you shall be known as Tum Tum.
Tum
You're listening to Foundations for Founders, a podcast about startups and life and everything in between.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Foundations for Founders. I'm Dan in Post Falls.
I am Angel in Seattle.
So, what's going on, man? It's been a little bit of a break again, but we're finally back to it.
It has been a minute, sir.
It has been a minute, maybe two even. But
Yeah.
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been in a cold sweat, a panicked state. I've been terrified. It's been not good being away from the Founder Nation for so long, so we're sorry about that.
You know, bad things have happened. They killed Donatello, the Ninja Turtle.
That's true.
Another Fast and Furious movie was released upon the Earth.
Factually correct.
You know, it's just all sorts of craziness out there.
Yeah.
But,
I don't even know how I can put this week in synopsis, how we normally lead, because it's been a while.
Yeah,
I know.
A
long while.
Dogs and cats living together, you know, it's insanity. True. Yep. Yeah, but what have you been up to, man?
I've had a lot of craziness at work going on, and trying to get all the car and motorbike in order for springtime, so that usually like oil changes hit on the same time and all this other stuff. So I don't know, just a lot of chores and busyness and lots and lots and lots of time spent at work, and yeah, man.
Right on.
A lot of that's been going on. That's for damn sure. What have you been up to?
Well, we talked about it earlier today. You know, just working on getting us some sales guys for Haggle Champ.
It's true.
And then we had a write-up in the local Journal of Business, Spokane Journal of Business.
Yes, we did.
And, yeah, it was pretty cool. It's on our Haggle Champ social media out there, and we'll probably put a link to it in this. But yeah, it's out there. It was nice. I mean, it was a smaller piece than I was hoping for, but you know, totally cool. Loved the coverage. You know, the story was great. Just pretty cut and dry what we do and why we do it. So it was pretty great. But,
that is pretty great.
It is. I know it's pretty great a lot there.
You're pretty great.
I am pretty great. Okay, so everyone, I'm tired. I just got home from the gym, and I experienced weirdness at the gym.
I think we should have gym stories, because lesser known fact, I am also back at the gym.
Right on.
Yeah.
Do you want to share craziness at the gym right now?
Well, we gotta share with the folks what just happened with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
that's good.
Seriously, people, I just got back from the gym, maybe not even 15 minutes ago, and so I go to a little gym. And there was a guy parked out in front of the gym, I'm not even kidding, eating hamburgers and fries the entire time I was there, all 45 minutes. Dude was just wolfing down his burgers like ain't no thing, just enjoying that tasty burger, so delicious. And the thing about my gym is all the cardio equipment, the treadmills and whatnot, point outside, looking out into the parking lot, exactly where this guy was. And it's not like he was far away in the parking lot where it kind of wouldn't matter. No, he was 3 feet from the front door, so I could just stare at him the entire time I was running. And
could you see the sesame seeds on the bun?
I actually could.
Yeah.
I actually could.
Yep.
Yeah. just giant burgers. I would say perhaps a Whopper.
Okay.
Or something of that equivalent. Maybe.
So not a big Kahuna burger.
Not a big Kahuna burger.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's that Hawaiian joint, right?
That is that Hawaiian joint. I've been meaning to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should give it a try sometime.
Well, my girlfriend's vegetarian, which basically means I'm vegetarian.
Uh-huh.
God, we do that way too much. Anyway.
That's nuts.
Yeah, well, And so, yeah, he was just sitting there chomping away, and there I am running, watching him chomp, because there's nothing else to look at. I mean,
was there, like, eye contact involved, or what, like, was he just oblivious to the fact that he's parked out of a jet? Like, did he come in and work it off, or what? Like,
not in the 45 minutes I was there. The man was taking his time with his burger.
So, I just don't get it. Like, why stop there? Was it, like, the only place with an open parking spot? I mean...
I don't know, because in that part of town, there's no burger joints really that close by.
Uh-huh. Whereabouts is it? I'm familiar with your part of town.
Yeah, it's near Atlas and Prairie.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
The closest is maybe a Burger King, but that's about a mile up the road.
Sure.
So, and even that Burger King has got a giant parking lot right there.
Well,
so
of course.
If you're doing parking lot eating, do it there. But
Well, so where's the weirdest spot you've ever had a burger?
Where I've ever had a burger?
Yeah.
Specifically a burger?
Sure.
I have had one once before.
Uh-huh.
Was it a burger? It had to have been a sandwich type food, burger, sandwich, something of that sort. Inside of the bomb shelter of an old TV station.
Wow. How did that work out?
Well, okay, so as you know, I used to work for an NBC affiliate out here in Spokane, Washington, and I was there before they went into their new building. Their new building now being the one they've been in for like 10 years, maybe more.
Right.
Anyways, that building was so old, it had a bomb shelter because, I don't know, old buildings had bomb shelters, I guess, World War II and all that. So it had a bomb shelter. And we would go down there every now and then, just kind of, mess around, have fun, whatever, and just kind of look around, marvel at the fact that there was a bomb shelter in our workplace. And I remember one time we took sandwiches or burgers, whatever it was, down there and just hung out in the bomb shelter, eating and talking.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You were safe from the Hamburglar, that's for sure.
It may have been the shelter that they kept the Hamburglar at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least nobody got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of a weird, like, maybe on a boat, I think. I found that kind of strange.
You're on a boat?
I got lunch and then put it in like a backpack, and then I was out on a boat. And I think that's probably the most bizarre. Because, it's, I don't really eat and drive because I'm not that, like, multitask.
Right.
Gifted, I guess. I don't even know how to put that. So I usually will find the parking lot to eat at if I don't just go in. You know what I mean? I really don't hit the drive-through that often, but probably a boat, I think. I feel like it.
I am a parking lot eater. I don't like sitting at a table by myself. That's odd to me.
I love sitting at a table by myself.
Oh, I'm not that guy.
Yeah, I gotta stretch out, and especially if I'm on a bike too, because I want to put my helmet and my jacket someplace.
That makes sense.
Like I would totally. I'm like, I don't care. Table for one. And that's the worst though. Like, is when you roll in and they're like, table for one. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. I know I'm at the popular date spot, I guess, as I look around at all the two tops oogling each other while they eat their food, but whatever. Yeah.
Well, right on.
Yeah, I don't know, gym craziness for me is there's always the naked guy that wants to strike up a conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, no. Like, I think I was wearing a Arizona Wildcats jersey the other, I don't know, last week sometime. And it's, the NCAA men's basketball playoffs are going on, and so, hey, how'd Arizona do? And I turn around and there's, Magic Mike standing there.
Right,
like,
right.
Like, dude, I don't know. Can we talk after you put some fucking clothes on? I don't know. It's just, ugh, like, I don't want to see that. I don't know.
Well, you
But-
know, in any conversation, pants always beats no pants. So you could
True.
win any argument with him.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I don't know. So what else we got? We got news stories, I'm sure. It's been a while.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah.
catching up.
We've
I
got
don't have my
all...
sea legs underneath me for the show.
we have all sorts of crazy news stories.
Yeah.
But you know what we didn't do yet was
What didn't we do?
tell the Founder Nation how to get a hold of us.
That's true. We did not. We are at FFF_Nation on Twitter, and if you'd like to drop us a line, we'd love to read it. And that is going to be foundationsforfounders@gmail.com. Of course, you can pester me personally. I am at AngelAspects21 on the Twitterverse.
And I'm at Dan Reyes on Twitter as well.
And that was very Eeyore sounding. And because of that, you know what? I'm going to uplift your spirits with.
What's that?
I'm going to say that you're pretty great, man.
Well, thank you. I am pretty great. I didn't mean to sound so Eeyore.
I'm a Dan Reyes.
Oh, wow. Oh, so sad. Oh. No, I've actually had a pretty great day, so I'm pretty excited. But...
A pretty great day?
I should be like, I've had a pretty great day.
Yeah. Who do we know that talks like that all the time?
We have one of our founders for Handle Chip.
We do. We do.
Yeah.
We have a board of director.
Yeah,
It
it
sounds
sounds
just
exactly like that at all times.
Yeah.
The
It's
best
funny.
thing about this guy, and I won't say his name for on the air,
Of course
but
not. Yeah.
but
Call
on
him
his
out.
Facebook page, there is a photo, and I'll send you the link, Angel, so you can see this thing, of him on a zip line in Costa Rica, because the guy likes to travel. He's on a zip line in Costa Rica, right? This long one, according to him, from what he told me. And the look on his face is stone, not excitement, not fear, just blank.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Just taking it in.
I don't even think that. I think it's just like something is happening to him and it doesn't faze him.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
I gotta say, he'd probably be pretty good in a crisis situation.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think he would be
Okay.
extraordinary. Yeah, very
Okay.
level-headed.
Wait a minute.
Right. Yeah. He would be that guy for sure.
Awesome.
Oh god. Yeah, he's yeah. Anyway, I could go on stories and stories about that guy because I've known that guy forever and it's amazing. But we should probably get into our actual news stories for the day.
We could hit the mailbag.
We should, absolutely.
Yep.
So the first story actually comes from the SeattleTimes.com,
Uh-oh.
and the headline reads, Amazon sues to block fake reviews on its site.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially Amazon is targeting a California website that allegedly sells fake reviews. So you can, these sites, buyamazonreviews.com or buyazonreviews.com, allegedly have been writing fake reviews for Amazon sellers. So they can say, oh, this product's amazing, blah, 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 give it 5 stars, all these things, basically hyping up an item. And Amazon says, while in small number, these reviews threaten to undermine the trust that customers and the vast majority of sellers and manufacturers place in Amazon, thereby tarnishing Amazon's brand, end quote. And that's in the lawsuit that's being placed in King County. Mark Collins, one of the guys who is in the suit. Let's see, what is he part of? He runs the site buyazonreviews.com. He says, we're not selling fake reviews. However, we do provide unbiased and honest reviews on all products, Collins wrote. It's not illegal at all. So he's kind of fighting back a little bit, and it'll be a little bit of a battle. These websites will sell fake reviews for anything from $19 to $22 per review. And, Amazon's basically saying they're just trying to protect their brand. What do you think about that, Angel?
I think it is good in the sense that they're taking their review system very seriously. You know, like if I'm gonna buy a product, and I am one of, and I'd assume quite a majority of shoppers, that if I'm interested in a product I've never used before, or it's a piece of motorcycle gear is a perfect example, right? Like, okay, I need new boots, right? I know what style of boots I want to wear. I don't want to look like a Power Ranger, right? But
Right.
I don't want like tassels hanging off of it either. And there are some, criteria, like I'd like them to be waterproof and, this and that. So then I'll select a boot that looks good. And I'll be like, that looks like it's going to fit my needs. Let's read a bunch of reviews from like a million different websites and figure out if they're all 1-star reviews and I find them extremely valuable, right? Like, yeah, it's great, but the buckle on the outside always breaks. I had to replace it 3 times. It's perfect other than, this or other than that. And when it's a trend, you're kind of like, okay, well, maybe I'll just keep looking, that kind of thing. So when that translates to driving revenue, on a site like Amazon.com, I feel like it's good that they pay attention to that, because it does protect the consumer, even with the positive reviews, more so than you think. Because if something like that was so positively reviewed, I would be like, oh, I guess I'm the exception to the rule because I bought these boots and now the buckle's broken.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in that sense, as a consumer, I think it's cool. I think it's good that they pay attention to that. I don't know the ins and outs, and it could just be that this third-party website is not doing that, because you're not really going to know until it all washes out. But one way or the other, I guess we'll find out. But if they're not doing that, then, maybe this is a juggernaut flexing their muscles on the little guy. But I don't feel like it is, because I heard about this before you had sent me this article. From a different source entirely, and the Times, can be a little biased on the home team, as it were,
Right.
since Amazon's right here in Seattle, and on and on and on. So, but whatever. I think from a consumer perspective, I am exactly who they're protecting, right? Because I am that shopper through and through. So,
Right.
Yep. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it shakes, because maybe it's going to be a valuable thing, and maybe it won't, but. I don't see any real business impact in crushing this tiny website, other than it's benefiting Amazon to stay true, to their core values, and I respect that.
I do too. And part of the lawsuit is Amazon is suing for trademark infringement, because they say that these websites are also using their company name and logo without authorization. So that's also another issue, and if that's really going on, then that's not cool either,
Yeah, totally not cool. That's one of those situations where they can just yell, this is Sparta, and kick somebody right down a well.
Well, I don't know how legal well kicking is, but it's definitely an option, I guess, at all times. So.
Yeah. And I'm putting that in our new hire contracts too for our sales team.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Let's get that out there now so people know what they're getting into.
Yeah. Does anyone really listen to this? They just download it, right?
Right. They just download. Nobody pays attention.
Of course.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think anyone really listens.
They don't get this far in. Yeah. Well kicking, 100%.
It's just gonna be our secret.
Between you, me, and every listener that listens to this.
That's true.
Yeah. No. No well kicking, but sure. All right. You want to get to the next story?
No, man, not tonight.
All right,
not
that's
tonight.
cool. We're done.
You know what? We're having a good time.
Okay, sounds good.
Why force it? You know what I mean? It
Right.
feels like you're forcing it.
I get accused of that a lot. Just forcing
And now we
conversation.
go to the next story.
All right, great.
I'm not even going to try and have you explain that.
No, that I'm pushy. What? Oh my. Okay. So the next story comes from Time.com. All right, Time Magazine, Time.com. Time. And the headline reads, U.S. legalization of marijuana has hit Mexican cartels' cross-border trade.
Yeah.
So basically what they're saying is that both the government of Mexico and the government of the United States has seen a decrease in seizures, and they attribute part of this being to the amount to legalization of marijuana in some states.
Yeah.
So let me read this one. They were talking about some of the ways drugs are smuggled in, everything from what is it, gold-coated cell phones sometimes.
As far as the seizures go.
Yeah.
Well, and that's pertaining to this little museum thing that
Right.
they discuss later. Yeah.
Yeah, but the U.S. Border Patrol has been seizing steadily smaller quantities of drugs from 2.5 million pounds in 2011 to 1.9 million pounds in 2014.
Well, sure.
The Mexican Army has also noted an even steeper decline, confiscating 664 tons of cannabis in 2014, a drop of 32% compared to the year before. The fall appears to have little to do with law enforcement efforts, however, has all to do with the wave of U.S. marijuana legalization.
Right.
That's what they're attributing it to. So, basically, drug policy reformists tout the market shift from Mexican gangsters
The market shift.
right, totally a market shift, to American licensed growers as a reason to spread legalization as, quote, it's in no surprise to me that that marijuana consumers choose to buy their product from a legal tax-paying business as opposed to a black market product that is not tested and regulated, end quote, says Tom Engel, chairman of the Marijuana Majority.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that
Like,
this market
I
shift
got a
to be
lot on
illegal
this one,
to,
dude.
yeah.
Because first and foremost, we covered a story about that ridiculous diamond jewelry piece,
Right.
right? And where would you don such a piece of jewelry? A little while
Apparently
ago.
in a drug cartel.
Yeah, drug cartel apparently is where you could do that while wielding a diamond-studded gun and a gold-coated cell phone to make your calls. They list rocket-propelled grenades and all kinds of different stuff in here.
I like the fake products.
Yeah, there is nothing business related to this in my opinion whatsoever. But 32% you said of market share being cut into.
Right, 32% according to the
I
Mexican.
do understand numbers, and that seems big, right? Now, if that is the driving force behind it, that the legalization, which has happened in 2 states, right? Just Washington and Colorado.
No, it's happening in a few. Alaska, Oregon, D.C., like, they're all set to follow suit and open up. Yeah.
I don't know because this is not an area I'm an expert in, but I didn't think that, because I had given this particular story a lot of thought when I first heard that it was legalized. Like, I wonder if that's really going to cut into, illegal drug trade or whatever. Was as a fleeting moment's thought.
Well, apparently
And
it's a market shift now.
I guess, right? Market. I can't even get.
I know.
I don't know. I can't get over it. I figured if, just in a moment's glance thought, like if this was to become a storyline, I would read it 10 years from now. I didn't realize, which speaks to the market, speaks to the fact that this is really, really just blew up and gone crazy, I think, after the legalization, And I understand that the justification, at least in the beginning, or has always been, for medical uses and things like that, which has enabled a lot of people to obtain licenses and follow whatever the regulations are to grow and sell and all this other stuff, which I really don't care about. But I didn't think I would read a headline like this where they're actually attributing, less seizures and all of that to the fact that it was legalized in the States. I didn't think it would be that big, I guess. Not this fast.
I guess I never thought of it one way or the other, but I'm not surprised by it.
I'm a little surprised. By it. I mean,
guess...
because of where I live right now, I can say, not a surprise, right? But all the other places I've lived in the country, I mean, I've lived in Phoenix, I've lived in Miami, I've lived in California and stuff. I guess it just wasn't part of my 9 to 5 to really think about it or be around a bunch of friends that, used marijuana or what have you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just...
Yeah, I don't run in those circles either, but...
Yeah.
But I know they're high, and I guess that's because I worked in nonprofit work, so I've seen it. I've seen people who use it and other substances, but it just wasn't around me personally. But I did know that it's a huge impact to society.
Yeah. I agree.
So,
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's shocking in that respect, right? Like,
yeah.
holy cow, they're actually, Time Magazine is putting out an article stating U.S. legislation of marijuana or legalization of marijuana has hit the Mexican cartels cross-border trade.
Right.
Right in the mouth.
Well, and
I
that
think this stops, heroin and coke and all the other,
well, I don't know if it'll stop that, but like, okay, so when Prohibition ended, we basically ended up getting vehicle racing, motor racing, NASCAR and things of that sort, because that's where it stemmed from was the bootleggers running from the cops.
Mm-hmm.
All that customization. So now I'm just wondering, what sport are we going to get now?
I'm
just kidding.
I was gonna say I could think of like a crazy produce stand, man. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just messing around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's interesting. But all right, let's get to our last.
Go try before you buy. So I guess it's gonna cut into somebody's card.
I would just say the very age-old wise words of one businessman from the '80s, Tony Montana, who said, "Don't get high on your own supply."
Of course not.
So
that's just foolish.
That is just foolish. So, all right, the last story comes from the Australian.com, and it reads, Godzilla has stomped so many buildings in Japan that the irritated monster is getting appointed special residence and tourism ambassador for Tokyo Shinjuku Award. Shinjuku?
Yep.
All right. So basically, we talked about this Godzilla hotel earlier.
We did.
A couple of episodes back with the giant Godzilla head, and now they are. So Toho, the studio.
So how did he become a tourism ambassador? Right? Like, that seems kind of ridiculous.
I think it's an honorary title.
Of course, but
the giant. Fake thing is not going to actually greet tourists and be like, here's your gift basket.
They're glorifying like the world's worst C-movie monster that did nothing but destroy the city over and over and over again as their tour. I think it's kind of awesome, but it's like, really?
Well, if every country had the fictional characters based upon them be tourist ambassadors, that would be amazing. Like England.
Let's think of a few.
England would be James Bond.
Okay, and then who would we get? Captain America?
No, man, you can't go that. I would say John McClane, Die Hard.
Oh, I don't know if he's like the best representation.
John Wayne, and anything John Wayne does.
Yeah, right. Tom Cruise in that Tom Cruise movie.
Well, maybe that's a question for the Founder Nation. Let them answer.
Dude.
Who should represent America as our?
Because I don't know. I would think like the biggest thing out of Japan worldwide, in pop culture anyway, would probably be Mario.
I think that's a good rival.
Right? Because like Mario was everywhere and then Nintendo did really well and it's kind of
Mario only had one really horrible movie. Godzilla's got several horrible movies.
I see. So that's the criteria on the by here.
Well, I think by that case, if we're going by the sheer amount of horrible movies, maybe the kids from Three Ninjas?
Well, how many did they do? 4?
4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah. Boy, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah, you're welcome. Colt and Rocky and Tum Tum.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't Chuck Norris in one of those too?
No, you're thinking. So there were rip-off movies too, and the one with Chuck Norris was Sidekicks.
Okay.
I can't believe I know this.
You're good at this, yeah.
I know way too many random crap.
I'm
yes.
trying to figure, so what would be the one for Canada?
Oh man, Canada.
The biggest Canadian. Yeah, I mean, let's obviously Brian Boitano aside.
Right. Well, what would he do?
Right.
I guess you could say the Trailer Park Boys.
Are they from Canada?
They're from Canada. If I remember right, the Red Green Show is from Canada, so maybe that.
What's their most outstanding pop culture contribution? I guess
it's really a coin toss between Alan Thicke and Celine Dion.
Yeah, Celine was pretty big, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, for sports, it's Gretzky hands down.
Right. But I think you got to go fictional characters.
Yeah. All right. What about?
Well,
'Cause
for Canada, could you do the
Godzilla's
Bigfoot,
big.
Sasquatch?
Well, that's more of an American thing.
Well, he's also
It's like
floats up there
Eastern
too.
Oregon Blue Mountains comes to mind
Mm-hmm.
for some reason. I can't shake that feeling.
Can't fight this feeling anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
What else, dude? Okay, so what about
Uh,
Japan? What about
well, Mexico, I think you either got to go Speedy Gonzalez
hmm,
or El Santo, the Mexican luchador. I think those are your two big ones.
hmm.
Well,
I
Belgium.
was thinking Banderas was the biggest pop culture contribution. I don't know. Selma
He's
Hayek.
Spanish, so that would be Spain.
Oh, is he? I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
Selma Hayek's from Mexico, though,
All right, there you go. I'll take her.
right?
Yeah.
Why not?
See how I
Uh,
immediately drop El
Yeah,
Santo
this
and
is
Speedy
this
Gonzalez?
is a good one. What
Yeah.
about China?
Well, I think you
It's
just got to have a
worldwide
panda bear.
Contribution for
Just a panda bear.
it's a random panda logo.
Just a random panda logo.
hmm
That's it. Like, whatever movies, you know.
That's good. So the random panda logo, which could be a sticker or a hoodie,
Right.
then be named China's tourism ambassador.
Right, just a panda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a great
Have-
idea to me.
Has any random panda been in a horrible movie?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not that well versed in panda movie trivia.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I know there's
found
all I know there's
found your
all
kryptonite there.
right. I know there's all sorts of YouTube videos of pandas attacking people.
Serious?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
sure-
yeah, they're vicious animals.
Yeah. Why not?
They're not cuddly.
There's a there's a YouTube video for every niche.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. We'll
Where
think
else?
about that. Yeah, you guys should write that in to us too. Foundationsforfounders@gmail.com. I want to know what's the biggest pop culture.
Oh, South Africa's got to have the things from District 9, the aliens.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
That's theirs.
what would be another? I'm just horrible at geography. I'm trying to figure out like where else I could go. Like Australia. What do you think there?
Well, Kangaroo Jack, clearly. It's either that or it's Crocodile Dundee. But I think we're past Crocodile Dundee.
We might be past Crocodile Dundee, but he's got him if we're going off the criteria of bad movies. I think.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
Kangaroo Jack is only one bad movie and one bad cartoon movie.
Yeah. Crocodile Dundee just went on and on for a while.
Yeah, they just saying a knife. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a knife. Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
What was Egypt then? The Prince of Egypt?
This is good. Ooh, what else could have come from Egypt?
Well, it's all pyramid based. It's got to be.
Yeah, but pop culture wise?
Yeah,
I mean,
Ten
that-
Commandments.
That's like a wonder of the world kind of thing.
Right.
So who are you saying then?
Charlton Heston from the Ten
No,
Commandments.
is from Egypt though.
Oh, look, well, you know,
Not stories that took place in Egypt. You could go all over the place with that.
I don't know how many fictional characters are from Egypt.
That's just it. Like, what was the country's major pop culture contribution?
What about India? India's got tons of people.
Well, I'm gonna say it wasn't the Gangnam Style guy from India.
No, he was from South Korea.
Thailand? South Korea. Was that Korean?
That was South Korea.
K-pop?
Yeah,
I gotta get my K-pop in order.
yeah. Oppo Gangnam Style. Yeah.
See, yeah, I guess I just don't consume pop.
India's got to be Bollywood in all their Bollywood.
Bollywood
craziness.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, easily Bollywood.
yeah.
What else?
Ireland.
Besides me?
Right. Besides you. I would venture to say the Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah, DK Murphys, our boy Liam,
No, I got it.
our boy Pierce Brosnan.
That wouldn't be bad. I would actually say the Boondock Saints.
Based on horrible movies.
Yeah, sure. Well, no, those are actually pretty great movies. I like them at least.
I
But-
think they're cult hit movies, but I don't think they're good.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen them in forever, and
Like,
I loved them at the time.
Yeah, we wouldn't have Daryl in Walking Dead if it weren't for Boondock Saints.
That's
so
true. That's
That
true.
is kind of a contribution.
And then the
That's
other
more
guy.
like a 6 degrees of separation or 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon there, if you're doing that.
Oh yeah, that guy's been in a lot of movies that people don't realize. Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
you guys let us know. Shoot. What else we got? We got another story, don't we?
Well, we've got our conversation topic. So, which is the fuzzy, insane math that's creating so many billion-dollar tech companies.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's take a break, and we'll come on back, and we'll talk about the fuzzy math.
Excellent.
Buying a used vehicle can be very stressful, but HaggleChamp.com makes it much easier. At HaggleChamp.com, all you have to do is tell us what make, model, and year that you're after, and we'll alert our dealer network. Our dealers will give you their offer, and you can declare your #1 contender. That's the offer you like the best so far. This then re-notifies the dealer network and encourages them to give you an even better deal. It's free to use, so head over to HaggleChamp.com. That's HaggleChamp.com.
Welcome back, Founder Nation. It's been too long. It's fun to say that. I'm Angel in Seattle.
And I'm Dan in Post Falls.
There you are with the Eeyore again. I'm Dan in Post Falls.
I'm sorry.
Well, nothing to be sorry about. We're back. This, of course, brought to you by HaggleChamp.com, where you could buy like a champ, save like a champ. Yeah, man. I want my own tourism ambassador for Seattle.
Well, I think you got to go with the moose, or the Seahawk, the hawk.
No, I want it to be something like only Seattleites would like a gooey duck or something like. You know what I mean?
What about the duck boat rides?
Yeah, the Ride the Ducks boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty slick.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Or the ye old Curiosity Shop.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Or just a flying fish to represent Pike Street Market.
Oh, there you go. That's
Yeah.
probably your best answer.
Mm-hmm.
A talking flying fish. That's perfect.
Yeah, like the ones that you buy that like sing songs.
Oh, the ones on the plaques?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
God, those are horrible.
Yeah.
God, where can we be found? I'm at Angel Aspects 21 on Twitter.
and I'm at Dan Reyes.
Excellent. Yeah, that was very cheerful.
I was trying.
Cheer.
I've taken my meds. I'm good to go.
Real good. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
All right, so our discussion topic tonight comes from Bloomberg Business, or Bloomberg.com.
Yeah.
And the headline is basically the fuzzy, insane math that's creating so many billion-dollar tech companies. So basically, their jumping-off point here is Snapchat, the photo messaging app, recently raised about $15 billion in valuation.
I'm gonna bash it. Why?
But
There's
they
no
say,
points to that application.
Well, they even say that it probably isn't worth more than Clorox or Campbell's soup. So why are investors come up with that enormous headline number?
Yeah.
Well, here's the secret, according to the article.
We've got it.
Yeah.
We've got the secret here.
Yeah.
Founder Nation, you're gonna hear it first.
I'm not even kidding. This is straight out of the article. The numbers are sort of made up.
It's made up.
Right.
Yeah.
The article goes on to say, for the most mature startups, investors agree to grant higher valuations, which help the companies with recruitment and building credibility in exchange for guarantees that they will get their money back first if the company goes public or sells.
There it is.
Yeah. They can also negotiate to receive additional free shares of subsequent rounds of valuation if valuation is less favorable. And this is all after Bloomberg did several interviews with dozens of founders, venture capitalists, and attorneys that basically.
And if it goes to IPO, that's what kills the actual market purchaser.
Right. So I've always wondered this, and I've always thought, well, how do these companies value for so much when they're not making money or they're not really doing much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that the answer is just as simple as, well, they made it up.
Yeah, they just said, grab a number.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane to me. Okay, yep. I think you and I have talked about this a little bit, but I kind of feel like a lot of these is almost the next dot-com bubble. I don't think it'll be as bad as the dot-com bubble, but I think these overinflated values are going to come crashing down at some point.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, they have to. There's just no other way around it. So, I mean, yeah, we've talked about Snapchat at length on this show about Both of us are just like,
I watched this exact thing happen and was working in the financial industry, during the big recession because of the bubbles for these nutty valuations, and they're pumping all this fake valuation into, the housing market, which has no backbone and stability at the time. They were sending third and fourth party lenders, in play for all these big mortgage deals that they were just financing everybody that legitimately could not afford to pay it off, kind of thing. And I mean, this is really no different when you really boil it down to how the company makes money. And I may or may not be wrong about Snapchat just because it's so popular, but there's no revenue there. There's absolutely no point to this application, and they're getting money hand over fist in these valuations because they make it up.
right.
And the scary part about this, at least from my perspective, and I'll quote the paragraph down here, is the backroom agreements like this are becoming more common as tech companies stay private longer.
Mm-hmm.
According to the interviews and the financial documents obtained by Bloomberg Business, the practice obfuscates the meaning of a valuation, and they're damn right.
Mm-hmm.
This can become dangerous down the road because private investors aren't taking the same risks as public market shareholders. Bing! Point
Mm-hmm.
taken. By the time a company goes public, the valuation it got from VCs may not align with its balance sheet.
Yep.
Yeah, quite clearly.
Right.
I mean, and so, but then you think about Facebook
Mm-hmm.
doing all these partnerships, right?
But even Facebook crashed when they went public at first for a little bit.
Of course, because they didn't make any money.
Right.
But and then they're partnered with other companies who have to take on the risk. Like you got to have. I think in any modern business, you have to have a crack legal team, or you can outsource to a crack legal team to really take a look at something like, what am I investing in for balance sheet and valuation, right? Where's my
Right.
money going? What's their growth pattern? What's the 52-week, overview going to look like before I drop dimes, right?
Right.
The other thing is, and a few businesses that have partnered up didn't really look at, just saw the valuation and the money and like, oh, that's great. Look at all this cash that they have and all these, the market shares behind it for valuation. They're about to split, blah, 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 blah. And the company's worth nothing, right? And then you take on all the debts if they go down,
Right.
so then you're looking at liquidating assets that you worked really hard for. I don't know, like it is nutty though. I will give you that point to see it in print, just for them to finally be like, well, yeah, because I mean I kind of had my own thoughts and feelings on like what kind of evaluation, like where did you go to get that value?
You there? Angel, are you there? I think he cut out there for a minute.
Whatever at these new companies, you know
You
what I
cut
mean?
out there for a good minute.
Oh, I wonder where these valuations come from, and I do take shots at these companies that
Mm-hmm.
are up and coming because of, I see a bunch of risk. I see, overinflated valuations, and then I see businesses partnering with businesses that just, are bound to take on all the debt. So it's like, where did you get this valuation from, right? Like,
Right.
It just, you win valuation of the decade from the bottom of a Cracker Jacks box,
And I guess that's
But it seems the case.
yeah.
That's what they're even referring to it as, are the unicorns.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
you get to that in this article?
Oh, yeah, I got to that. Yeah.
Like, yeah. If you
Yeah.
wake up in a room full of unicorns, you're dreaming.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there's no way these companies are worth this much. And I don't just
You're cutting out, man.
like I was saying, there's no way these companies are worth this much. It's just I don't know. For us who are trying to create a business and trying to create something, it's a little frustrating, But I don't know. I think
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I think there's going to be I don't want to say a reckoning, but
it should be looked at from the perspective of the consumer and the financier. Well,
yeah, absolutely. You're cutting out again, man.
Yeah, they like you are too. Yeah, I think we're just back and forth by a minute or so, but basically to that point, I guess, from the consumer and the financier's perspective, to look, and they state this pretty well in the article, to look to find the number of people actually using the product. You know what I mean? Like what is your market space for this business, and what's the competition look like? Will there be growth for the market that you're in, as well as is there competition? Competition drives market share. So yeah, but I agree with your reckoning statement.
Yeah,
In some fashion, there's got to be an equilibrium.
Yeah, there's got to be an end to it at some point, but just be careful out there, people. I mean, really take a look at what you invest in. Don't be fooled by a big number. All that glitters is not gold.
Tons and tons and tons and tons of good, financial advisors out there. Big financial firms that know the market patterns and trends, that have been doing it for a long time. That's a company I'm not, even going to suggest one or two of, just because of the nature of our show and our business. But
right.
Yeah, absolutely. Get help. Read. There's millions of articles out there, but really know the product that you're putting your money into, especially if it's an investment. And not just to go crazy over the new sexy Facebook IPO kind of thing.
Right. Absolutely. Well, man, I think we better just start wrapping it up.
Yeah, we'd better.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I don't know.
I got nothing for that at this point. Well, yeah, so thanks again, everybody, for joining us for this episode.
Heck yeah.
Glad to be back.
We do it for you.
I've got to go now watch some Daredevil now that it's finally out.
Okay.
It was really good. I've seen a couple episodes already. Yeah. I was going to ask you...
Actually, I know a bunch of people that are doing that.
Yeah, I've only seen 2 episodes so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've had too much other stuff to do. But yeah, I'm excited. I'll watch a couple episodes tonight and then go to bed.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, you have a good evening, sir.
You too. Enjoy the weekend.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Bye.
Peace.